Welcome to this WordPress training video for Siouxland Bank. I'm starting here at the location where you'll begin to log in, and the default for your login is right here, siouxlandbank.com/WP-admin. When you go to that, it brings you to this page, and you can see my username and password are already saved there, so I'll log in. You should receive your username and password on the red sheet that we send to you with this video. Look in your email for a PDF. So now we're on the back side of the website, and the first thing you see is the dashboard. Sometimes there will be some messages and things here. We're actually working through some of these in the next week with updating some pieces of your website. But the other thing that you'll see is the overview report, and that shows just the basic traffic to your website. It's connected to your Google Analytics. So this part might be interesting to you, and you can see all kinds of things if you click in. We're just running the free version at this point, but you can always go to your Google Analytics dashboard and see more by looking at that. It'll take a second here, but it will generate a report for you and give you more data. Over to the left, you'll see the main navigation. We were just at the dashboard. Probably the main place that you'll work is under the Pages menu. So let's click on that. When you click on Pages, you'll see a list of all the pages in the website. That's all of them here. You can see the titles of them. They're kind of tiny right now. We'll scoot this over a little bit. All the titles are over here. And the first one we're going to take a look at, and it may be easiest to search for it if we search up here in the corner for home. All right, there's our home page right there. It's marked as the front page. So I want to just kind of pull that up. I'm looking at the front side of the website now. You'll see it has this black bar at the top. That's only seen because you are logged in as an admin. So only admins would see this, the general public would not. But it is helpful because there are quite a few tools up here. For instance, you can get to the back side of the site by clicking on this icon. You can choose to edit this page right now if you click edit, and it will take you directly to the back side of this page, so you can edit it. Same goes for if you, like for instance, click on our community, a different page. If you hit edit page, it will take you straight to that page and on the back side so that you can edit it. It's kind of a quicker way to get there sometimes. All right, so on the home page, let's go back to home here so we can kind of compare front and back. There are several elements. The backside of WordPress is going to look a little bit different. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but there are these page groups. And in the page group, there are several things going on. The first thing that we'll see is the ATM, weather, and calculators. You can see the ATM and the text that goes with that. Then there's the icon that goes with that. And here's how that works. It's a 18% of the page is this text, then 15% is this icon, then we'll scroll down some more, 16%, which could be 18 too, is weather. We scroll down a little more, here's 15% is the next icon right here. It's all divided up into these columns essentially all the way across the page with all those featured items and the icons that go with it. Now, obviously there's a lot of other content going on here because these are all the settings for all of those things. But usually what you're going to be doing is just changing out the text within these boxes, and then possibly you might have to change a link. So let's say I was changing this to a new page and I needed a new link there. I could very easily remove the link, re-highlight the page, and then set the link. This is the icon for remove, and then to set a link, and I'm going to put it back in again at the same, but I can search for the calculators page, and this is like the apply or the return button. I'm going to do that, and it is now linked again. anytime you make a page, you want to or make a change to the page, you want to go all the way up here to the top and hit the update button. That essentially saves it and makes it viewable on the web. Now, you might wonder, why did we start right here rather than editing these items up here? Some things are built slightly differently. For instance, this header is on every page. It's in a different location. You don't have to change it just on the home page. It's set for every page in the website. This navigation is set for every page in the website. We'll talk about that. And then this slider is found in a different location. We'll go through all of those items as well. But for now, we'll scroll down a little bit and look at this next section. After we get through all of those featured images, we keep scrolling down, and you'll see here's the text for online banking and the Learn More link. You could change the header or anything you wanted there. And then on the right half, the other side is this image that's been dropped in. Now, let's say I wanted to change the image here. I could delete that out. I just hit delete. And then I can go back and hit right here, Add Media. This takes me to the media library, and I essentially get two options here. I can upload files where I can just drop them right in here or select them from my desktop. Or I can go to the media library, and we have quite a few images already stored in here for you. You can see there's a pretty good collection of images. So I could go and choose a different image to be in that spot. Looking for one that's square. We'll just go ahead and insert one in. And that will pop up here. I can drag it to be bigger if I want to, bigger or smaller, whatever I want to do. You can hit the edit tool and you can see where you can set sizes or choose like a default size, like full size is this size. And hit update. It's usually best to actually just edit it and choose the size there. And then to save that, I would scroll back up to the top and hit update. I'm not going to do that now, but that would save it and change out this page. Next up is the Google ratings on the home page. If I scroll all the way down, you'll see this box looks a little odd. It's just this strange little button here. If I click over here on this text box, what the text is it's sort of the code that's running that. And there is a script that's dropped in here that is pulling your Google ratings. So there's nothing really much that you can do there. It's just automatically pulling the Google ratings with this code. Again, down at the bottom, there is a footer, and that's managed separately because it is on every page. Each page is set up pretty much like this. So if I want to go to a different page, this one's probably the most complex. The other ones are a little easier. Let's say I want to look at loan services. Let's pull that up here on the front as well. Okay, loan services has an image across the top, as all interior pages do, and then some basic content. This is really a simpler page. So if we scroll down and look over here on the right, the featured image is that image at the top. That's where that is placed. It's featured on the page. And if we scroll back up, within the page group, we have a section that is 100% wide, and the content is selected here, and here's all of the content. It's right here in the box. It's pretty cut and dry. So if we look at some of the tools for text, you can see, for instance, when I highlight this, that it is bold and it is bulleted. So that makes sense. This text here is bulleted, but it is just a regular paragraph style. It's not bolded. So there are styles sheets already set within the site, and we recommend that you use these if you wanted a headline in this space. You would highlight that, and you'd want to choose heading 1 or 2, maybe even heading 3, and those are built out to match your website, the right font, the right color. Now, you don't see it until you save it and view it on the front side. But for instance, loan services here is an H1 or a heading 1 And so that's what that looks like, the serif font that's black and large. So that's how that works, is you want to be sure to use these. There's other kind of general tools that are pretty obvious to left, center, right align. These are the linking tools we were talking about. We'll talk about table press here in a minute. There are some formats where you can turn something into a button, a square button, or you can give it white text. And you could apply white to the text, but then you can't see it when it's sitting here, so it's really best to use this format for white text. And then there's a few other indents and things that are happening here. If I wanted to put a photo on this page, again, I can hit the Add Media button, go to my library, choose an image to insert onto the page. And then again, I might want to edit that, and it's awfully small right now, update it to a larger size, and I could add an image right to that page. And there are things to kind of wrap left and right, let the text wrap left and right, and so forth. There is one page, if we go back here, let's see, I believe on Contact Us is an example. Contact Us has the lobby hours and the drive up hours off to the side, and you can see these edit buttons right here. Again, this is only the admin that will see these. No one else would see that. No general public would see that. But if I take a look at this page on the back side, just want to show you how those are built. That's a separate tool to make those hours show up nice and neat on mobile or tablets or on computers. And so if I scroll down here, all right, here we go. You can see that these are table ID 20 and table ID 21. These are it's just code that's dropped in here that's running these tables. Now there's two ways to get to that. You can either go over here to Table Press, that's the tool that's running it. Or if you were on the front side looking, you could hit this edit button, and that's an easy way to do that. And it takes you right to the table in this tool called Table Press. Here's a list. I could say right here that I want to edit the lobby hours. And I'm in the table. And you can see it's pretty basic here. You can type right into this. If you needed to change the time on a particular day, you could do that, and just be sure, once again, that you're scrolling to the blue button, and in this case it's Save Changes. And once those changes were saved, it would be updated. But Table Press does run any of the tables in your website. Another tool I want to talk about is the forms right here. Now the form should be sending automatically to you. Whenever someone fills out the contact form on your website that's here on Contacts, that info should come automatically in an email to you. Sometimes we find that when security settings are changed on bank email, that it will get hung up and no longer get through, or get sent to a spam folder. If that happens, you just need to make sure that certain things are whitelisted. So I'm here under Forms, and I'll kind of show you how this works. The only form you have is Contact Us. You can see that if you go to Entries, that will show you, just by logging into the backside, these are the people who have put entries into the site. So far, it's just Firehouse. There's just us that have been filling out the form and testing it. But you can see any of the people who have entered data into the form there. And it's just good to make sure that you're getting those forms on a regular basis. You can always go here to the front side, fill it out yourself, submit it, and make sure that those are coming through, just in case they would start to get blocked again. So the other thing that we can take a look at is where the notification's coming from, and I'm going to look that up on yours. So you'll get a notification when someone fills out this form, and that's going to go to, let's look and see. All right, that's going to loan@siouxlandbank.com. So you just want to make sure that we are whitelisting no reply at siouxlandbank.com. That's the from email. Maybe whitelisting any email with the subject line notification from the website, and then it's going to email to loan@siouxlandbank, and then you should be receiving all of those. Next thing I want to talk about is the navigation up here at the top. If you built a new page or you needed to rearrange things, you could go over here to Appearance and to Menus. From there, you'll see that there are two menus to edit. There's a social menu, and that's down here at the bottom in the footer. You can edit those items, and there's the Apple Store that links to your app. There's Google Play, it links to your app. The Equal Housing Lender doesn't link anywhere actually. FDIC website, and then there's a Facebook icon that links to your Facebook page. All of those items are here in this menu at the bottom. The main menu you'd probably work with though is here. If you go ahead and select main menu. All right, so this should match, just so you can kind of see these side by side. This will match what's here. First is home, it's here. About us is the main subheading, and then underneath that we have 3 pages. So about us with 3 pages, banking services with these pages. You can see that here. Anything that's indented is a page or a drop down within that subhead. Our community has no drop downs. You can see that, no drop downs. Resources should have 4 drop downs, and it does, and so forth. If you were to make a new page by going to Pages and Add New, it would automatically show up in this list over here on the left. It's not going to automatically show up in this navigation. It won't show up in the navigation until you put it there. So what you can do is click the name of the page you want to add. You can say Add to Menu. It will put it at the very bottom. Just be aware of that. It's going to stick it at the very bottom, and then you can drag that up wherever you need it to be. So for instance, we might actually want to add this page. This is the Spanish version of the calculators. So there's resources, and then if we go ahead and add save menu to this, now when we refresh this page, we should see resources, and there's the Spanish version showing up in the menu. The last item I want to tell you about is the slider revolution, and that is this item on the home page. Now, whenever you're doing updates with Firehouse, we actually will contact you every quarter and send potential photos and ask you if you want to do updates, and we always try to change those sliders so things look new on the website each quarter. So you'll hear from us about that, and we'll send you potential photos and things. But if you'd ever want to edit it yourself, you go here on the left to Slider Revolution. You have just one slider down here. Click the pencil button. And this is a complex tool, but just to show you a few things. For instance, so here's slide number 1. They're listed here. All of the slides are in this listing. And on the first one, it says, welcome to our new website. There it is. There's a couple of layers. It says, welcome to our new website. You can click on that, and you could change that. Maybe it's not new anymore, and you just want to change that to welcome. You could change out that text and hit save in the lower right-hand corner, and it would update the text. You can also change out the image itself by clicking there on the image, and then you can click on the media library and choose, again up here at the top, media library, choose a new image or upload an image into the media library. And there are a number of slides in here. If any of them become outdated and you want to turn them off, you just click this little eyeball, and that disables that slide. It's not deleted. You can click the trash can and delete it completely, but this will just disable it so that it's hidden. And remember, always click the save in the lower right hand corner. To get back to your main WordPress menu, just click up here in the upper left, and that will take you back to what you're used to seeing. There are a number of other tools in here, for instance, SEO tools where you can apply words to pages. We have done quite a bit of that for you already, but there are lots of other tools if you're interested. When we send out the quarterly request for changes, feel free to put any questions in that form, or propose anything that you need to change, and we'll get it changed for you too. If you have any questions, call Firehouse Design 573-893-6937.